Made with picture. Made with picture.
Hello, and thank you so much for joining me on another episode of Airbnb Real Estate Investing. Today's video is, all about different ways to short-term rental. So I mentioned this about, 2 previous videos ago, and so now we're going to get into it today. So the topic again is different ways to short-term rental. So there are multiple platforms, as we've covered, in the sense of, or channels is what they're typically called: Airbnb, vrbo, homeaway, so on and so forth. There are multiple channels to run your short-term rental business through. And, one of those channels I may or may have not covered in the past is to create your own website, your own platform. So what you're going to do, this is a long-term game or a long game. You're going to put your properties up through VRBO, Airbnb, so on and so forth. And everybody who stays at your property, you're going to grab their email, put it on a list, and occasionally send them emails to say, hey, thank you so much for staying at our house on this date. Wanted to, just touch base with you and let you know if you ever do come back and stay with us again, a $25 gift card or a $5 gift card at Starbucks will be sent to you on the day that you check in. Something like that, right? So eventually you have this email list that is so large, and you start to build trust with them, and you're going to start pointing them to your website. So the next time that they, schedule a stay at your place, then they're going to go hopefully directly through your website as opposed to Airbnb, VRBO, one of the other channels. Okay, so let's keep that in mind. Again, if I didn't cover that earlier, there it is now. Now let's go into the different ways to short-term rental. So the 30,000 foot view is you have 2 ways: home ownership, where you own the home, and rental arbitrage. Okay, so let's go over the different ways to enter the space or get your short-term rental business up and running via home ownership. And we'll talk quickly about the pros and cons. So the pros, just a couple. The pros of home ownership: you're going to gain equity, you're going to be able to write your taxes off. The cons are, something breaks down, it's your responsibility to fix it. This is where insurance comes in. It's very important. Okay, it comes in handy. Now, here are the different ways that you can do the short-term rentals, through home ownership. So turnkey. This is, you're buying a house that is 100% ready to go. It does not need any work. Okay, so you buy that house. You're going to be looking at, for a 3-bedroom home, approximately $7,000 to $10,000 to set it up, depending on where it is. If you're in a small town and you just kind of want to dabble in this, and you have an older home, it's probably not going to do very well. You pretty much know that already. Well, then go ahead and you probably could do that for a lot less, approximately $2,000 or less. Okay, but on a new home or a turnkey home in an area that's going to do well, you're looking at about $7,000 to $10,000 to set that up. Okay, so this is turnkey. Again, a house that's 100% ready to go. You just have to furnish it. Okay, and get it up and then get it set up. All right, now there is also turnkey that is set up. There is one website out there, it is called Roofstock. Okay, and what Roofstock is all about is selling to investors. So typically they're dealing with long-term rentals is mostly what you're going to find on that website. However, I did talk with a rep there, you can sell your short-term rental. And please don't take my word for it. And I want to just give a quick disclaimer. Again, I'm not an attorney. I'm not a tax consultant. Please seek out their expertise when, prior to actually making decisions in this arena. These are recommendations. These are suggestions. And now back to Roofstock. I am not guaranteeing that they are doing short-term rentals. I spoke with one rep. He did say we can set it up that way. We're going to put it up for sale as a long-term rental, and so you can sell a home that is, a short-term rental on Roofstock. With that being said, you may be able to find one there. You're going to have to dig around a bit, and so, in order to find that property, okay? Now, with that being said, I did speak with the rep, and they did say they are going to be doing more of that, and they're going to get into that in the future. So I'm hoping in the next couple of years that we're seeing a lot of short-term rentals up for sale on this website. I might even sell one or two of my properties through that website. So this may not be super hot, it may not be very prevalent, it may not be easy to find, but they are out there. 1000% guarantee you can find a house for sale. I know of in my market, a couple that sold two recently, okay? And however, they may not be actually set up with the platform currently. That's going to be, up to you. You're going to have to set up with the platforms, but that's the only thing you're going to need to do. These should have a track record. You should be able to see what they did last year, gross at least, hopefully net as well, and they should be furnished. Okay, so turnkey, ready to go, 100% ready to go. We'll say 99, whatever. You got to get yourself set up with the actual platforms, the channels, right? Now, here's another way. You can buy a house. We did one of our homes this way. The house needed a little bit of work, okay? And so we got a pretty good price on this home, and in a hot market, we had to act fast, and we did some work in there, and we're holding it, okay? Now, this fix and hold is different than BRRRR, and I'll explain to you why in just a second. But you're going to have to buy a house, hopefully you get a discount. It may not need a lot of work, is what I'm saying. Very little work, and then you're going to get it set up on the platforms. You're going to get it furnished. Again, a 3-bedroom house, you're looking at $7,000 to $10,000 in a good market to set it up, right? To actually do some work on it. That can, you're going to want to talk to a contractor. I would recommend talking to 3 at least. You can see prices all over the place. You can see work all over the place. They say that there is a triangle when dealing with contractors, and that triangle includes these 3 things, and you can get 2 but not all of them. Okay, money, time, and quality. Okay, so you can have it done for a good price with very good quality, or, which is probably not likely, you're probably gonna see good quality with time, right? So you can have it done at a good price, in a timely manner, or high quality or good quality. And you're gonna get typically 2 out of these 3 things, okay? Money and quality, quality and time, okay, or time and money, that sort of thing. So again, interview at least 3 contractors. Get to know them a little bit. See if make sure they're licensed, bonded, and insured. Again, please do your due diligence always. Okay, and we're going to talk in the future about how to analyze a deal. All right, that's not today's video though. Here is the 4th way that you can actually get into short-term rental space, the short-term rental space via home ownership, and this is going to be one of the best ways. Okay, here's why. You're going to get your money out at the end of it. Okay, so BRRRR, this is the BRRRR process. This is very popular in real estate. I want to say coined by Brandon Turner, not positive. Probably was coined by Brandon Turner though, from Bigger Pockets. If you have not yet checked out Bigger Pockets, please do yourself a huge favor and check out Bigger Pockets. The podcast, the website, the resources are hugely amazing. The calculators, and very well worth your time to at least research it, see if you like it or not. Now, the BRRRR method. You're going to buy a house that needs a lot of rehab, a decent amount of rehab. The reason is why is because when a little couple steps down the road, when you go to refinance, you want to get all of your money out that you put into the house. That's your goal. You may not. You may get 90% of your money out, 70, 50%. But the more you can get out, the more it will enable you to repeat this process faster. So you're going to buy a house, rehab the house, rent it out, throw it up on, the different channels, Airbnb, VRBO, HomeAway, so on and so forth. Then you're going to refinance that property once you show that you've got, some income coming out of it and it's been fixed up, right? Okay. So that's really the key, is this house is fixed up now and it is worth a lot more. Your after repair value, you can be shooting for 75% of the ARV. Okay. We could talk about that later. But jot this down or just hang on to this. 75% of the ARV. That means if you're looking at a house that will be, the ARV stands for after repair value. If you're looking at a house that is it will be worth $100,000 after the repair, and this is probably going to be an off-market deal, although you probably in multiple markets today can find them on market. That's 75% of ARV. So after it is repaired, the house will be worth $100,000. That is the after repair value. You want to come in at 75% of that, which of course would be $75,000. Okay, then you refinance it at $100,000 and you pull out your $25,000 that you had to put in there to rehab it, right? Hopefully it comes out to be more like $110,000 or so, and hopefully you get 100% of your money. But if you pull out 90%, that's still awesome, right? Okay, so then you're going to refinance it, and then what do you do? Last step, repeat. Go find another house to do this again. This, if you do it right with short-term rentals, should go much faster than with long-term rentals. The reason because you should have more cash flow, much more cash flow with a short-term rental than with a long-term rental. Okay. However, it's sort of a snowball effect. So your first one might take a while. You got to see, you're learning about it. So there's a learning curve, so on and so forth. Your second and third one, now you're snowballing like crazy, and you can do this much faster on multiple properties. Okay. So that's it for home ownership. Next, we're going to talk about rental arbitrage, the different ways to do it. So for starters, let's explain briefly, if you hadn't seen any other videos of my videos on this topic, or if you're just new to rental arbitrage. By the way, if you're new to my channel, please give it a thumbs up and comment. If you have any questions, please drop it below. I will get to it typically within 24 hours. And subscribe to my channel. I promise this information that is coming out is going to be very valuable, and hopefully it will be wonderful. And so let's see here. All right. With that being said, I'm going to pause the video here. We're going to get into rental arbitrage on video 2. Thank you so much for watching today, and please do comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you.
Made with Kitchen. Made with Kitchen.